Alright, yo. So we are here doing the big chilling. And, yeah. So I finally got this team ready. I've got some things I'm kind of thinking about right now. So we'll see what happens here, but I'm actually kind of wondering if I want to do... First off, I kind of want to switch back to Fire Terra Typhlosion because, like, if I'm running Protect, there's literally no reason to run Ghost Terra. It actually just doesn't work that well. But what I was thinking is changing to Specs Typhlosion, in which case it is kind of useful to still have Ghost Terra. And then we have Specs, Ghost Terra, and then we run Life Orb Dragapult instead of Band with Fire Terra, Terra Blast. You might think that looks weird. It is kind of weird. However, it really helps versus specifically things like, you know what? We could actually do Ice Terra, Terra Blast. That would be kind of crazy. If we really wanted, we could do Ice Terra, Terra Blast, Dragapult. I don't think it's the right thing. I think you do Fire. But that is if you do want to do Fire. So either way, this is a version that we can test. We have the Fire, Dragon, Poison, Ghost. We have AV, Life Orb, Loaded Dice, Covert Cloak, Choice Band, and Scarf. So I've already said before about this team that it really just doesn't feel like I'm getting the benefit out of the Scarf that you would expect to, right? But now that we do have the Annihilate being slower than Whimsicott, it kind of makes a difference, right? Like, now we can actually kind of do what you are supposed to be doing with these items and abilities. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. I do think that Fire Terra would probably be the right thing on this version of the team. I just don't want to, like, waste the resources, kind of. Alright, so we got Hannibal Leck here. With a scary team, for sure. Whims will be our friend. There's no doubt about that. Whims, blah, 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 blah. I kind of feel like this. We just need to be careful if they start Amoonguss is the thing, and this is actually why I was considering other versions of what we can do here. But I think we have pretty strong things we can do by just bringing, like, these in the back. And then technically we need to make sure that we can beat Goldengo, which I don't really think is that much of a problem, so I think this should be fine. We did immediately run into an instance of why I wanted Fire Terra Dragapult though. let's see. Code Clerk Whims also kind of is really good here, so. I highly doubt this is a Scarf. Nice. So, immediate benefit there. Definitely good. And then, yeah, that makes sense. Yep. I think we got this. Like, the fact that the Sneasler was slower than us makes a really big difference. Then they should have Incin or something, and yeah, so they just can't win. We will call that the 10-4 Jeebus. Yeah. I mean, alright, so let's be honest. Like, Scarf Annihilate definitely clutched it there. So the real question is just like, what's the best thing to do with the rest of the team, right? The good thing is, excuse me, what's the good thing? The team really disincentivizes the bringing of Amoonguss. Amoonguss doesn't really look good against the team. But like, if we did feel like we needed better answers into Amoonguss, we can technically do, yeah. We can technically do Ghost Terra Specs Typhlosion and Fire Terra Dragapult. So, I'm kind of wasting my Terra Shards in some sense by doing this if I do end up undoing it, which is one of the reasons why I hesitate to do things like this, but, yeah, we'll change to the Fire Terra. Not that we necessarily needed it in the last one, obviously. Alright. So basically, I'm just gonna go get some PP ups to bring my eruption up to specs, and then we're gonna keep going. Nice. Okay, so PB ups. Let's be honest, are you really gonna click eruption that many times? Alright. Oop, wrong way. Nice. All right. Hope everyone's doing well. This is definitely a scary team for us to go against. So I'm kind of thinking like this lead, honestly. Well, the thing is, like, we can kind of make them think that they should click Rock Slide. So let's lead these. Let's bring Robbie in the back. And then Dragapult might be the best last. I kind of feel like we'll see. The team definitely has the components though, right? So GLHF to this person. They do lead a Mungus, very scary. Ugh. Alright, I think we got this. Alright, so we go to +6. If we get this Draco Meteor KO, I think we just win, right? I don't think the crit mattered. I think it was going to be enough, but it was close. Okay. The crit's kind of rude. Sword Dance is also kind of rude. But I think that means that I can just Ice Shard Body Press this turn. Yeah, it's fine. Ah, damn. Alright. So at that point, I think we can pretty much definitely just Ice Shard Body Press. Yeah. He knew, man. He knew. It's like, what are you supposed to do? Alright, so very efficient stuff. Team is performing the way it needs to, which is good. So we're definitely pushing. It was scary, but like, the real scary thing was, what do we do if they try to just like score turn one, right? Like, we were lucky that they didn't, obviously, but I can't do anything if they do, right? Like, and that's really the problem. The only way that I can is if I have a... What's my item on Baxcalibur? I should have safety goggles Bax. I think that's the way that we get around that. I have clear amulet though, don't I? Loaded dice. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Ugh. So this I really do not like. Like, the good thing is that I have Dragapult Typhlosion, right? Like, that's basically what we have to lean into. We lean into Dragapult Typhlosion. And then we have Bax. I actually think we have this and this. Yeah, because we're never gonna get use out of Ice Shard no matter what, so like... I think it's gonna be too hard for them to set Trick Room here. Yeah, so we actually like this. This is good for us. So we go Fire Terror, Eruption, Dragon Darts. Nothing they can do. Hopefully, nothing they can do. This is still scary though. So as long as we get a double KO, we should win. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, there was no way for them to get out of that. And then, what can they have in the back? Yeah, GG's. GG's. That's exactly why we have this. It's just gonna be 3 cancels. Yep. Just a clean sweep, my guy. It's just a clean sweep. Just a well-built team. We worked on it long enough, god damn it, like. And by worked on it long enough, I mean let it sit there until I got ready to use it. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't think there was a way for them to beat that lead. Like, the only way that they can reliably beat that lead is if they lead Garchomp, right? But then even then, I do technically have ways that I can get around that. So if anything, what I should have led is no, I don't think that actually works. Because what I was gonna say is I could have led Whimsicott Typhlosion. But the problem with Whimsicott Typhlosion is that if they do have Water Terra and Deity, they can still get out of that. But with me having Dragapult, like, Indeedee with Water Terra can't get out of that. I still do too much damage. So, realistically, yeah, we did what we had to do, you know, and we got the clean sweep. So, clean sweepers. Let's check our rank, I guess. Nice. Pushes us into the top 1,000. Let me see what we have for rent in the other game before I decide to unrent anything in this game. Alright. Because I like a lot of the teams that are on this game. This is my Baltimore team, and I do think that if anything, we can, like, just unrelease this. Huh. Energy Ball. What? Oh, what? Dude, what am I doing? No, actually, okay, no, that's fine. I just saw the energy ball and I thought that everything was messed up, but it's fine. This team is definitely out of fashion, so I'm gonna just unrent it. Alright, y'all. So, here's the team that we have been cooking up in the back for quite a little while now. It has a couple pieces that you need to, like, play very aware of, I think would be the way to put it, in order to make sure that the team does what it needs to do. But it's a very scary team. It can do a lot of things, and I really enjoy the way that it has turned out. So the main reason why I say that you just need to play carefully with this team is that, like, we do not have Moonblast on Whimsicott. Like, you have Sunny Day, Tailwind, Encore, Beat Up. At least you do have Beat Up, so, like, there's that. We got legitimate use out of Beat Up multiple times in this, not just because it's good with Annihilate and our Chaldon, but because we can use it as a Sash Breaker, and then we already have enough damage, right? So it's like, yes, Whimsicott with Moonblast is very good. Yes, in instances, Moonblast Whimsicott will get you out of, you know, situations that you feel like, you know, wow, I really need Moonblast, right? But, like, this team theoretically should have all the necessary components to not need Moonblast if you're just aware that you don't have Moonblast and just use your other moves when you would need Moonblast, right? Like, you know, Moonblast is good into fighting types, and it's good into dragon types, right? So, like, dragon, we've got Bax and Dragapult for, that's perfectly fine. Fighting types, obviously we don't have, like, a super effective immediate into fighting types, but, like, let's be honest. Fighting types, what fighting types are really around right now? There's Annihilate, which this team already has other answers for, and then, yeah, I mean, like, what other fighting types are really around right now? So, like, if anything, it's a fighting Terra, and we have our Chaldon, and we can just click Body Press. So it's like, you know, I'm really not that worried about it. It just, like, you just have to remember it. You definitely do. And so, like, talking about the other components of the team, there's some stuff, you know, the Lava Plume Typhlosion is kind of just something I wanted to try. Like, it gives the team more interplay. It gives you a spread move that, you know, can't miss and pairs with Baxcalibur, right? So, like, it's, especially if I was running Specs Typhlosion, the Lava Plume would be really nice. Well, that's not true, because then I'd have to lock into it, and then it'd be bad with the other things I might send out, right? But, actually, that means that without having a choice item, Lava Plume is nice, because I can click it if I feel the need to. You know, if my health gets too low, I can stop clicking Eruption and click Flamethrower or Lava Plume, right? And so there's a lot of really fun interplay that this team has when you really get into the nitty-gritty of it and the pace, right? So, like, when I was originally testing this team, I made Annihilate 1 point faster than Dragapult, right? Which is good. And then I was considering making Annihilate and Dragapult 1 point slower than Whimsicott. But, like, I wasn't at the point in my head where I was like, okay, like, legitimately do that, because, like, it's really good, right? Like, I was still stuck in that mindset of, like, okay, but, like, I still want to be fast. So, like, yeah, it's good, but, like, maybe just do, like, switch in on the beat up, and then, you know, you have a Scarf Rage Fist ready to go that's faster than Dragapult, right? But, like, you know, the reality is, as JPTK VGC proved, with a team that looks a little close to this, let's be honest, beat up plus Scarf Ape is really good if you make Annihilate 1 point slower than Whimsicott. So, like, I figured, you know what, like, alright, let's actually go for it. Like, let's make the Annihilate slower. And, now, you know, not only do we have Whimsicott being 1 point faster than Annihilate so that we can beat up Rage Fist, but we also have Dragapult being 1 point slower than Annihilate, so that we can click coaching plus choice band Dragon Darts if we need to, right? And I would say arguably that's the one thing about the team that like maybe doesn't really need to be there. Like I've pretty much never in any of my testing felt like I'm clicking coaching plus Dragon Darts, if that makes sense. So like it's almost just like an additional, like it's there, you know, but it feels like you don't actually use it, you know what I mean? So in some sense, like maybe I should just leave Dragapult fast, and just do the choice band, right? But it is actually an adamant Dragapult because you're afforded the ability to do that by wanting to run it. 1 point faster than Annihilate, or 1 point slower than Annihilate, and 1 point slower than Whimsicott. That's 2 points slower than Whimsicott, right? And so by doing that, yeah, we hit a lot harder, but it just feels like I'm not using that side of the team that much. So it just, you know, keep it in mind, obviously, but like we did literally just queen sweep the crap out of 3 people, so like, you know, it all works. It's fun. And I hope you guys, you know, enjoyed watching it. So it'll be a good replay for the peoples. And yeah, have a good one, y'all. So well, for the viewers, right? I don't know. What am I saying? Like, this is gonna go before the matches, so they'll see it before. But like, I'm not done streaming quite yet. Let me show you guys what else I'm working on. Baxi got back. Right, so yeah, we're doing the loaded dice. That makes sense. I did honestly feel like it would have been really nice to have safety goggles, Baxcalibur. So like, I'm just saying, you know, I'm not saying, but I'm just saying. It's definitely something to think about in my eyes. So like, I think the problem is the reality that we very, very well could have lost that one game if they did go for Spore, right? Because then I can't Encore lock them into that. The good thing is, however, that I did have that next turn where I was going to be able to pressure them, right? So, like, actually, though, if I had safety goggles, they wouldn't have even been able to click Rage Powder, right? Because I would have just Icicle Speared. Like, I would have literally just Icicle Speared them. You just can't even do it. Like, yeah. So, maybe that's something we should consider. I don't know, man. You know, like, maybe this team should have safety goggles backs. Maybe that's how we define our best, quote unquote, answer into Amoonguss, is saying that, like, I have safety goggles backs, even though it doesn't have loaded dice, Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? That's where I'm at. What do we do? Save the dogs. Load the dice. The dice is twice too nice. The Skoden is twice too Yoden. Alright, y'all. Well, in that case, I guess we're gonna keep this for now. We're gonna keep testing it maybe. If we do feel the need, we can change it, but I think there's real ways in which having the safety goggles does secure our ability to do Wim's Dax Caliber in front of a Sneasel Dragonite Amoonguss. Like, I guess that was the weird thing about it, right? But what I wanted to show you guys before we sign off for the night was just, yeah, so like this is kind of the next team that I plan on trying. I think it's worth continuing to try the backs team for a little bit since we did just breach top 1000 with it. But yeah, you know, I think Life Orb for Alligator, it just isn't really explored right now, but has always been kind of good, you know. Ice Punch for the dragons, Crunch for the Psy Spam, Liquidation is good. Dragonite probably doesn't need Tailwind if you have Talonflame, so that means you either take off Talonflame or you take off Tailwind on Dragonite, right? I'm also thinking that if we wanted to do Spec Skoldango, then you take off Talonflame for Murkrow. However, because we have Rillaboom, Leftovers Goldango is good because you can click Protect Leftovers and then get Grassy Terrain twice, plus Leftovers twice. So like, it's good. Fast Ursaluna with Assault Vest is really good with manual Tailwind. So like, I do think there's reason to keep either Talonflame or Murkrow. But if so, we would do this, and then we would have Rain Dance for Alligator and for helping us tank fire moves with these two. And then yeah, just think about specs, right? But we'll get to that. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. And yeah, have a good one, y'all. So